What's up, gang? Hey man, we got another video of a girl flat out saying exactly why she disqualified a guy for caring too much. So if you want to watch that video, make sure you watch this video to the very end because I got a ton of gold nuggets. Also hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 5,000. It's sooner rather than later. And if you haven't jumped into the CLG community, make sure you jump into that community. It's only $48 a month, less than $500 for a year, because if you sign up for the yearly, you get a 20% discount. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video.
This lady always waited until it was just her and one other person left. Then she pops her balloon. But when the host asked why, what she said would shock you.
You look like you're getting ready to pop.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
I think I am. I'm sorry.
All right, so why do we pop?
Honestly, I think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Okay, I know that I might be your type, probably. And I know that because of the way that you were looking at me.
Right.
Like, you know, you could eat me up on this floor. And, you know, I think when I'm initially meeting someone, especially when there's 1,000 different beautiful women standing here, it's uncomfortable to constantly be looked at like they want to eat you up. It is so uncomfortable.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can't stand it.
You don't think that it's like the
it
male
just,
like that's really feeling you? You don't think that's
No,
like,
I feel that. That's why I said I know for a fact that I'm your type. It's just, it makes me so uncomfortable right now.
Hey man, you can't make this stuff up, boy. I've been telling you guys since the beginning of my channel. You can go back to the beginning videos. I've been telling you guys how girls look at guys that care too much about them. And you know, she was brave enough to voice her opinion of the matter, or whatever the case is, but basically in so many words, she was just like, I can tell that I'm your type, and that's basically turning her off. I can tell you like me, and that's turning me off. You know, I need somebody who doesn't like me, who I think I can try to win over, or I need somebody who doesn't care about me, who I think I can possibly change in the future. But what ends up happening is when they do change that guy, they end up not liking that guy. I mean, this is withstood the test of time. The more a guy cares about a woman, the less he'll get out of her. Point blank, period. I know so many guys want to focus on the status, and so many guys want to focus on the height, and so many guys want to focus on the muscle, and so many guys want to focus on all these arbitrary things, but at the end of the day, the guy who cares less about the woman is going to get the most out of her. The guy that cares less about the woman is going to get that woman obsessed. I've seen crazy situations. I've seen situations where I will see situations where like a dime piece, a girl that's like a 10 out of 10 will be in love with like an average Joe. You know what I mean? Just be an average white guy. He'll be a little chunky, you know what I mean? Have a little weight on him, but a little bit muscle with it too. But just a thicker, you know, country bumpkin ass white dude. But then when you see their dynamic, you realize that this guy just gives no fuck about this girl. Like I've seen that when I was in Minnesota. You will see like a dime piece blonde white chick, and I was actually with them when they hooked up. We was all like going out because I was hooking up with this chick's sister. And what ended up happening is like we all go out. She goes out with this coworker. The sister, the blonde sister, goes out with a coworker of hers, and he's like a heavy white guy. Like you know them country dudes, like they got muscle but they fat too. It's like but they think they swole. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Like they fat but they also swole too. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Like a lumberjack type motherfucker. And he was short, bro. He was like he was an inch shorter than me, so he was like 5'8". So he wasn't tall. And he was very like lumberjacky, and they were co-workers. And I remember this guy was just so laid back, nonchalant, drinking his beer. You know what I mean? He's just a beer drinking white dude. You know what I mean? Had the big beard. You know what I mean? Had a low cut, and he just was chilling. And I remember this girl's sister was all over this guy. And then we go back to the crib, and I'm already hooking up with the sister and stuff like that. But we all in the living room. And this lumberjack guy, he literally just like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. And he walks to his bedroom. And the sister's just out there, the blonde. She's just out there. And then she looks at her sister, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go check on him. And just goes to his room, and all you hear is her just goddamn getting wrecked by this dude. And she ended up liking that dude for a very long time, and that guy ended up breaking it off with her. And she was hot as hell. And that little lumberjack boy ended up breaking it off with her, and it hurt her a lot. Because I was hooking up with her sister for a while. So I know that story and it hurt her a lot. And then she ended up finding like a beta male who married her, and now the guy she with now got kids and live in a house with her. But I remember that situation. I remember this dude said, yeah, I'm just gonna call it a night. Walks to his room. She said, yeah, I'm gonna check on him and put it on him. And the dude showed literally little to no care for the sister, like the whole night. Like, we was kicking it with him the whole night. He was just a coworker. And the crazy part was, she was actually higher in the company than him. So for all these guys talking about status, so he probably was the manager, no, because when they was talking about the coworker, he just was one of those guys. He just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Drank his little beer, just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And she was actually higher in the company, and she was applying for even a higher role within the same company to even make more money. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those situations where, you know, if a girl know a guy like her too much or care too much or anything like that, she sees that as weakness and she will exploit it. And it happens anytime during a relationship. You can have a girl that's obsessed with you, and then you start playing love songs or doing something weird to her. Like, you can just see her energy can kind of get off put. You know what I mean? Anything that you do, I'm talking about just the simplest thing. You can literally just play a love. You can even play the love song with no contents, no context, and she's gonna automatically assume that it's about her. She's gonna assume that she got you. And once she feels like she has you under her fingernails, that's when the dictation starts. And what I mean by the dictation is she's going to start dictating things. She's going to start mandating things. She's going to start telling you to do things. She's going to try to start leading things forward. She's going to start telling you stuff that she don't like and stuff that she do like. She's going to start trying to tell you what to do. You're going to start seeing her trying to play this leadership role. You're going to start seeing her get into her masculine energy. You're going to start seeing her doing these masculine things, all because the more you're around this chick and the more you start falling for this chick, you just start naturally showing your care. And as soon as you start naturally showing your care, it starts with little stuff and then it becomes bigger stuff. Unless you're skilled enough to recognize what's going on, check it, you know what I mean, handle it right, have a community like the CLG community, talk to guys in that community, talk to myself, you know what I mean. Unless you're skilled enough to be able to handle that, your days are numbered in that relationship or that situationship or whatever it is. Because in her mind, any guy that cares too much about her is a turnoff. It doesn't matter the status. Like, this is the thing that you guys don't understand. Even if she was with a rich guy that cared too much about her, he was wealthy, he was rich, he had money, he had status, her initial respect for him will be higher, meaning that he would have to make more mistakes than you for him to drop out of her respect. Like for her to lose complete respect for the guy, he would have to make more mistakes than you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Yes, the height and stuff and all of that stuff matters in terms of how many mistakes you can make. But once she loses respect for him, it is the same story. You can be Tom Brady. The moment she loses respect for you, it is the same exact story. Just trust me on this. Women are weird in the way that they feel like they constantly have to chase validation, and in order to respect their man and in order to love their man, they constantly have to chase this man's approval. But just like a cat, when they get the approval, that is when the games begin. That is when she starts losing respect for her man or her significant other. Once she knows that she has this man for a fact, some girls are a little bit dumber than others. Once she knows that she has this man for a fact, that is when the games begin. That is when she starts opening her eyes and looking for more options. That is when she feels like she can do better. And I've seen this story play out so many times to the point where, you know what I mean, it's just, it doesn't even surprise me no more. Matter of fact, in all honesty, if I ever wanted to get rid of a chick, or if I ever wanted a chick to back off from me, or if I ever wanted the chick to like give me space, I will actually do some lover boy shit on purpose. Like, for example, like if I'm chilling with a chick and I'm like, damn, this chick is all under me, she want to see me every day, damn, this motherfucker is like fucking up my business. Like, she texting me every motherfucking day, She's starting to get super emotional. She's starting to get super fucking obsessed. She's starting to cry more. She's starting to do all of this shit. So you know what I'll do? I'll be like, hey, ride with me. Bring her in the car with me. And then I'll play a love song. Just randomly. And then I'll actually, because I can talk to my car, I'll actually tell my car to play the love song. I'll be like, hey, car, play this song. And I'll play the song and I'll let the lyrics do all the... Because in her mind, she think every lyric is pointed at her. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show care so she can back off a little bit. And it's crazy. This girl can be obsessed with me, and just like clockwork, if a certain love song play and she think it's about her, that's when the game start. I mean, it's almost like clock. Any guy that's in the CLG community, because I know you guys got the process, we have guys that's sharing on the general thing, but I get a bunch of guys that's like, I don't know if they nervous to share to the general population or what, but they share a lot of their wins in my DMs. And one of the things that I want to tell these guys, because the CLG community is giving them the processes, the systems. They have a community, they have a brotherhood, they have people they can reach out to. You'll always be able to reach out to somebody within that community in order to help you with what is currently going on with your dating situation at the moment. And then you have the money section, and then you have these other sections that can help you level up as well. But going back to what I was saying, that for the CLG members that are in the community that are getting girls obsessed with them, and they're getting girls a little too obsessed with them, or they want the girl to back without telling this girl, hey, back the fuck up, leave me the fuck alone, without getting confrontational with the chick, the way to get her to really back off, or to really feel like, you know, she can dictate some shit, or to really, you know, kind of show her hand, play a love song for that bitch. Just random, like play it, but like make it seem like it was intentional that you played it. Like, you know what I mean? You like, oh, let me get your, like, let's say you chilling with her, oh, let me get your, oh, I just want to play this song real quick, and make it a fucking love song. If you think I'm fucking playing with you, watch how she starts acting damn near immediately after that. If you think that my channel is full of shit, play a love song in front of the modern day woman, and she can be fucking obsessed with, she can love everything about you because you've been following the CLG, you've been listening to the techniques, you've been texting right, you've been acting right, you've been doing everything fucking right. Play that motherfucking song. And make sure it's real lovey-dovey. You know what I mean? Make sure it's real over the top care type shit. She's gonna assume that's how you feel about her. One of my go-to songs, if you really want a motherfucking, if you black and you like rap music, if you really want to get a bitch to back off of you, play that Lil Durk Internet Sensation song. Play that song right there. It's called Lil Durk Internet Sensation. Play that song right there. And watch how you showing a woman too much care will put her in her masculine immediately. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to do the song, just show her too much care. Start telling her little shit that, like, you like seeing her, you love her, you wish you could see her more and shit like that. Start buy her flowers. Just randomly buy her flowers, buy her a nice little card, buy her some gifts. Just start showering with some shit. And watch. I'm not saying she's gonna leave you right away, but watch how things change. Watch that obsession that she had over you disappear. Just watch it. You'll see it right in her eyes. You'll almost see it immediately. Now, can you get it back? Yeah, you can get it back. You just gotta, you feel me? Move to the beat of your own drum, pull back, you know, focus on your hobbies, fuck your other girls, you know, shit like that. She'll come back around. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, as long as you didn't go too far. Now, if you went too far, you know what I mean? Like I said, it depends on where her respect for you is already at. Now, if you right on the borderline of her respecting you, and you do some shit like that, you might not never see her again. So be careful. Make sure she really actually obsessed with you. Make sure she has high respect for you. Because if it's right there on the borderline, you ain't never seeing that bitch again. Because she ain't got no respect for you. She ain't got no respect for nothing you got to say. You know what I mean? Once a girl knows that she got the man, she loses all interest in that man. Now, will she lock that man down for marriage? Yes. Can she stay in a long-term committed relationship? I don't know about committed, but can she stay in a long-term relationship with somebody that she doesn't love? Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. A girl can stay in a long committed relationship with somebody that she isn't aroused by and she doesn't love, is because a woman has nothing to lose when she's in a relationship. Her strategy does not change. She's still look cute. She's still going outside. And men still have the opportunity to approach her. And actually, the men that approach her in front of her man actually gives that man more respect. If a man can confidently approach her in front of her man, she will even have more respect for that man, which is nuts. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start showing some videos of shit that went down like that, where the other alpha guy looked at the guy as so weak that he approached the girl in front of her. There are several situations where that has happened, and the girl won't necessarily hook up with the guy right away, but eventually she'll start hooking up with the more alpha guy, because women are hypergamous by nature. They are going to choose the best candidate no matter what. They don't believe, like, they act like, even the religious ones, right? You know, you get the ones that's religious that talk about some, oh, I don't want to have sex until marriage. They act like they don't believe in divorce and all that stuff like that. But even they get divorced. Let them find a guy more alpha than you and let him be putting in work. She will find a reason to get rid of your ass. Trust me. Women are naturally hypergamous. That's what I want to say. Not monogamous. They're actually hypergamous by nature. So they are always looking for your replacement until they get to an age where if they don't got somebody locked down, they out of luck. You know what I mean? Once that face starts drooping and getting real wrinkly and that body ain't as tight as it used to be, and whatever the case is, if they ain't locked down a guy by then, 9 times out of 10, they out of luck. And now they got to spend the rest of their life relying on their goddamn nieces and you know what I mean, and their sons, daughters, and all that crazy stuff. You know, they need or their daughters and stuff like that, because the girls are the only ones that's gonna take care of the women when they get older, especially if that woman does not have a man. But if she's too bitter and she's too mean because she doesn't have a man, even her own daughter not gonna want to take care of her in old age. They're gonna put her ass right in that goddamn old folks home. Come on, bro. I done seen this shit play out too many times. You feel me? Because I'm a very observant motherfucker. When girls be bringing me around their family and shit like that, I see the old lady who never got married or who couldn't keep the man. You feel me? And she looking at you, remembering this in her old days when she can get any nigga she wanted. But now she old and washed up, don't nobody want it. Hip don't work, she can't walk good, she, you know what I mean? She fall every now and again, she get dizzy, she get lightheaded. She got a lot of shit going on. Don't nobody want her now. But she remember those days when she could have got any nigga she wanted. You get what I'm trying to say? So you gotta understand, they age like milk. Men age like wine. As men age, they tend to get better. The older men tend to have more options, more girls obsessed with that guy. The older man tends to have more resources, more things like that. And like I'm trying to tell you guys, status and money and all that stuff is not the end all be all, but it does help. It does help with initial attraction. It does help with initial respect. You feel me? If the respect start higher, you have room for more mistakes. But now, if you CLG and your respect start higher and you know what to do and you know how to limit those mistakes, it's even better. Your results are even better. They'll always be better. You get where I'm coming from? So yeah, so I really wanted to let you guys see that video, even though you guys that's been rocking with my channel, you guys know what time it is. You guys know the truth. You feel me? If you've been rocking with my channel for a while, especially the CLG members, if you guys is in the CLG community and you've been rocking with the channel, you guys know the truth. You get what I'm trying to say? You guys know the truth. You know how to really get these women, how to get them at a high percentage, how to get them consistently, how to do all of that stuff like that. Just by following the scripts, following the process, doing, you know what I mean? Just doing what you got to do in order to move things forward, understanding what it takes to be a man dealing with modern day women. Some men can do it, some can't. You know what I mean? Some men, you know, they just can't turn their care down. The men that can turn their care down, that do the foundation, that understand the female nature, that do the dating course, you know what I mean? Get their money right, do all of that stuff like that. Those guys tend to consistently get results with women. I see it every single day in the CLG community. Whether it's coming through DM, whether it's coming in my one-on-one calls, whether it's coming in the live calls that we do, the live Q&As, or whether it's being posted in the community itself. There is nothing but, I mean, people post their losses too, but there are a lot of wins, a ton of wins when people do it the right way, dealing with today's modern day woman. Because today's modern day woman or women are actually a lot similar than they are different. That's how come when you come to my page, when them old comments from women, you've never seen one of them saying that I was lying or I was wrong. They always said, well, that's not all girls. That is the biggest excuse women use, because they're trying to convince the guy that they're dealing with that they are different. But a guy who has dealt with a lot of women realizes that, girl, you're not different. You act the same as all these other girls. You might be a little bit more reliable just because you like me more and you're more obsessed with me, but you're only obsessed with me because I know what I'm doing. If I did not know what I'm doing, you would have left me just like any other fucking girl. If I would have showed too much care, fucking did too much, fucking, you know what I mean, not let thankful, whatever the case is, you would have left me the same just like any other girl. You motherfuckers are similar. If you think I'm lying, join the CLG community if you're not already in there, and just stick to the process with every girl that you deal with and tell me the results. But you have to stick to the process. You can't get cold feet when you're on step 4 or 5 in the process. You can't get cold feet. You feel me? You can't get cold feet when you're so close to the finish line. Because that's what a lot of dudes do. When they get close to the finish line, then that's when they start getting all fucking nervous. That's when they start showing too much care. That's when their heart rate increases. Even if your heart rate does increase, stick to the process. Remain cool, calm, collected. Because I want to give you guys a story, which just happened over the weekend, because I was out of town for the weekend or whatever the case is. And I was playing basketball out of town, right? And these big guys, they go up to this court all the time and whatever the case is. And I remember I used to play and I used to be 100% healthy, right? I've only been to that court like 3 times. So this is my 3rd time there. And like the light is dimmer, like it's hard for me to find my shot there. Like my first 2 times, my shot was off. It's a new group of people. I don't know how they play, and it's a lot of people, and it's a lot of games they run. You know what I mean? And everything matters because the games are very short. Like they play to 14, but they do everything 2s and 3s, and they do full court. So it's 2 full court games going on at all times, just to give you an example of how this works. So my first time out there, they wake up, you got to wake up at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. just to be out there. So they wake up 7 a.m. every Saturday, whatever the case is. So first time I'm up there, you know what I mean, I struggle. And I was 100% healthy. I don't know why I couldn't hit my shot, couldn't find my shot, couldn't find my rhythm, couldn't find my balance. I struggle. Second time I'm out there, I'm still 100% healthy. But I'm better, you know what I mean? I'm good at my passes, I'm good at my layups, I'm finishing well, but my 3-point shot was just completely off. I mean, I couldn't, bro, it was some shots I was airballing, right? It was just really bad. This past Saturday, I actually went up there hurt. I was injured, right? Something happened with my quad a little while ago, like I just sprained it. I don't know what, I just was running and something pulled. But me just being the kid that I am, I grew up in a weird kind of way of playing. We always used to say, are you hurt or are you injured? You know what I mean? If I didn't feel like the meat was hanging off the bone, which I didn't feel like that was this case, I think it was just like a grade 1 sprain or something. It's definitely like a pull of some sort, but it's not to the point where it's like bruising and stuff. You know what I mean? Where I can't move my quad. But it hurt like hell when I pulled. Whatever I did to it, it hurt like hell. So I've been nursing this injury, but I've been still playing on it. But what ended up happening is when I first pulled it, I sucked because I had no mobility. Like I couldn't run, couldn't sprint. I can jog a little bit, I can jump a little bit, but I was dominantly doing it off my right leg because I kind of pulled this one in my left. But then the next time I went out to play, I said, man, fuck it, it's feeling a little bit better. You know what I mean? So I went out to play and I pulled it again. Same exact spot. You know what I mean? Just trying to use my speed, because one of my benefits is my speed quickness. So I was still trying to use my speed, thinking I was healed, pulled it again. So later, for that basketball game, when I first pulled it, I just played the rest of the games through, but I said, obviously I can't run. Every time I keep bringing it up, I keep pulling it. So I said, I'm just gonna stick to my spots and shoot my shots and play my game. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sprint. I'm just gonna be crafty, technical, play my game. And towards the end of that day, we ended up winning some games, even though I wasn't I wasn't that mobile. All I could do was lightly jog, because I just tore it again that day. All I could do was lightly jog, get to my spots, and hit my shots, and, you know what I mean, make passes, you know what I mean, but I wasn't really mobile. But we still won. So now this is my first time, or I'm still hurt, but this is the third time that I'm going up to Central Florida to play these guys at this little YMCA, right? And wake up 7 a.m. and all this stuff like that. Still injured. I mean, my quad, I can jog lightly. That's what I can do. I can't sprint. I can't sprint for nothing. So then I told myself, I said, well, when I injured it the second time, all I did was slow my game down. I'm just gonna play my game. I don't care what nobody say. I am going to play my game. I'm gonna communicate with my team. I'm gonna tell my team, because they always want to put me on the fastest guy because they know I'm quick. So I said, hey, you can't put me on the fastest guy. I gotta guard somebody a little bit slower because I can't run. And they said, why can't you run? I said, my quad is kind of like tore. And it's like, man, do you want to sit out? I was like, no. I can play the game of basketball. I just can't run. Tell me how. Come up the court. They give me the ball. I'm slow walking up. Like, I'm basically like light jog, but slow walking, lulling the defender to sleep. The defender wants to step back because they remember the last time I was up there, I was missing every fucking thing. I was airballing threes and shit. It was horrible. The defender steps back. Me knowing that I can't run, I'm like, well, shit. If he want to play that far back, fuck it. I'm gonna hit the three. First shot, wet. Boom, nothing but net. As the game goes on, they back off me again. I say, he said, you got lucky. I said, I got lucky? All right, hit it again. Wham. So, you know what I mean? I'm hitting clutch shots. You know what I mean? If they play close to me, instead of sprinting around them and using my sprint, I'm using a little bit of body. I'm bumping the shoulder, which is legal. If you're the offensive player, you allowed to bump a little bit as long as you don't fully extend the arm. I'm bumping, I'm creating space, I'm getting mid-ranges. Boom, I'm hitting mid-ranges. If they leaving the paint wide open, I'll hobble my ass to the paint, hitting layups. I mean, motherfucker, I felt like, even though I was injured, I felt like I played the best ball of my motherfucking life. You know what I mean? And it's hard to win games out there because them guys been playing together and stuff like that. Man, I probably won 7 to 8 games and only lost like 3 games out there. Injured. And the reason I want to tell you guys that story is because what that forced me to do, and it forced me to do this in high school when I got really good, was it forced me to slow the game down. Because the same thing that happened when I got really good at running back. When I was trying to rush stuff, I realized that I was fucking up a lot. And then one day I just had an epiphany. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get the ball, because we played in the passing offense. I was in shotgun. I said, I'm gonna get the ball. I'm gonna take a half a step to let the play develop. And instead of going to the hole that the play is designed for, I'm gonna go to the hole that's open. And pretty much every other carry, I was breaking for 10, 20, 30-yard runs all throughout high school. And all I did was slow the game down. You know what I mean? Because I was quick and fast, but my team, I didn't give my team time to develop the play. And I noticed that that's what happened in football. And this was on the, like, we had big stadiums. Like, we had a lot of people, like, we had a lot of fans, like, you know what I mean? Because we was playing in Central Florida and stuff like that. So that's the same thing happened with me in basketball. And that's the same tip that I want to give you guys when it comes to these women. When you're talking to women, instead of being nervous, even if you are nervous, she's not going anywhere. Take a step back, relax, and play your game. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you all the tools. Just trust that if you're in the CLG community, you have access to the dating course, you're gonna just trust that you're gonna have all the tools. But now when it's time to perform, take a step back and relax. And what I mean by that, give yourself a handicap. Because that's what happened with me. I couldn't run. So it forced me to play basketball on my terms. It forced me to play at my pace. It forced me to take my shots, find my shots, involve my teammates. You know what I mean? Understand that I'm not about to run around with the fastest guy on defense. I can't do it. I understood my game and I played it to perfection. So when you guys out here dealing with the modern day woman, I want you to do the same thing that I did when it came to sports. Take a step back, play your game. And if you want to give yourself a handicap to do this, give yourself a handicap. Try to tell yourself, I am going to try to hit on this girl with the least amount of words as possible. I am going to assume, if you want to play a game with yourself, I am going to assume that I don't even fucking speak her language. I am going to assume that I don't even speak her language and I'm going to hit on her. Give yourself some kind of handicap. Slow it down. Relax. You're not in a hurry. She's moving to the beat of your drum, not the other way around. Just because she looks like she's in a hurry, you don't have to be in a hurry. Just hold on 1 second. What's your number? Try to use the least amount of words as humanly fucking possible. Understand, with the modern day woman, less is more. Give that a shot, especially if you're in the CLG community, because you know what to do with that once you got a girl on the hook. You know what I mean? You know what to do to that once you got a girl's contact information. You know what to do with that once a girl is showing you high interest. You know how to not mess that up. You know how to not fumble that. You know how to, you know what I mean, make things happen with that particular girl. Especially if you're in the CLG community, especially if you following the scripts and the stuff that I got for you in that community. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. I wanted you to watch that video. I wanted to sink in your guys' head to understand the importance of this channel. And yes, it is a niche channel. Yes, I am going to talk about the same points over and over again. And yes, I have to do this because a lot of guys are hard-headed. You got to drill it into a lot of guys' head in order for them to truly understand what I'm really talking about. Because some guys come in the CLG community and they start showing they text things and they go too far. I didn't say not care at all. I said turn down your care. Some guys be in the community calling girls dummies and stupid and da-da-da, and I'll be like, all right, bro. Like, that's that's a little too extreme. You feel me? You feel me? That's why I gotta beat it into you guys' head to let you understand what I'm talking about when I say turn down your care. I'm trying to give you as many gold nuggets as I possibly can in these videos. You feel me? In the CLG community, I laid out the process as simply as I could lay it. You also have other people in the community that are going through the same things, and you have guys that are getting results, and then you got literally, you can literally just jump in there and build some of the best relationships with people who are trying to be better. There is nothing wrong with surrounding yourself around people who want to grow and develop. That is how people run massive businesses, companies, things happen. They surround themselves with people who want to strive and get more out of life. When they say you become the 5 people that you hang around, that is true. If the 5 people that you hang around is striving for success, personal growth, personal development, fixing problems in their life that they know can be fixed, they just needed the right guidance, the right community, the right support, the CLG community is for you. You know what I mean? And if that's not important to you, community, you know, other guys holding you accountable, other guys that you can reach out to, you know what I mean? Sharing your losses, sharing your wins, critiquing your losses, things that you could have done better so that you don't make those mistakes in the future. If you're not into that and really trying to become the best version of yourself, well, the community is not for you. But it's cool. Like, not everybody wants to level up. It is what it is. I'm not looking for everybody either. I'm looking for the few, not the many. What do I mean by that? I'm looking for the few people that are serious. And I try my best to help the ones that are actually serious with the best of my ability. I am only one human. I only have so many hours in a day. But I try my best to help the ones that really want to be helped to the best of my human ability. So lock into the CLG community if that's something for you. Like I said, it's only $48 a month, and you also get a one-on-one call with me if you join in this month. A free hour-long one-on-one call with me that you can set up, and you can DM me. You got access to me, things like that. And I try to get back to all my DMs as soon as I possibly can. And with that being said, man, I'm out.